What up, y'all? It's the Travel OG, and if you're new here, I'll be giving you the latest news, updates, and information here on Southeast Asia and beyond. As a lot of you know, I just got back from the Philippines, Malaysia, and Vietnam for Zoom Fest, and boy, did we enjoy ourselves. Each place was uniquely different, and it made it hard for me to choose which country we're going to visit this year. But we'll talk more about that later. First, we're going to get into the latest news here in Thailand. Shout out to Tim Newton. I've been watching him since I moved to Thailand in 2020. Link to his channel in the description. Watch and listen as he explains how Thailand is now talking about cutting visa visits from 60 days back to 30 days or maybe even 15 days.
Over the past 2 or 3 years, Thailand's borders have generally been opening up with longer visa-free stays, as well as quite a few new types of visa that people can come for a longer period here in Thailand. But now we're sort of heading in the reverse direction. This story doesn't help. And tourism leaders in Thailand are urging the government to revise its free visa policy, not by scrapping it altogether, but by shortening the permitted length of stay. And the call comes amid growing concerns about the behaviour of some foreign visitors and the impact on local communities.
All right, now wait a minute. Before you guys get into the race thing, these are people from all over the world. It's like, you're going to see, they got people from Russia, Israel, like everybody be acting up. It's not just one group of people. But go on, Tim, finish telling them.
Beauty queen thrown into hellhole immigration jail in Thailand over visa breaches. And a former child beauty queen, Alexandra Tikhomarova, is facing a stint in Bangkok's squalid and overcrowded IDC immigration prison after reportedly overstaying her visa. The 23-year-old's currently being held in harsh conditions, without food or water, and Ms. Tikhomarova, who was a well-known child model in Russia, is alleged to have overstayed her visa by 10 days.
10 days? She overstayed her visa by 10 days and went to jail? It got to be more than that. Come on, Tim, holla at me.
It's claimed she'd been previously thrown out of Thailand and deported to Russia after running into issues on a previous visit. She'll be languishing in the IDC until she's deported once again to Russia. As we go to the story up in northern Thailand about the 4 Israelis who were deported for some bad behaviour in the town of Pai. And the follow-up in Khalsot English says foreign tourists' tensions rise in Pai as locals report harassment. And the conflict between Pai locals and foreign tourists who display disrespectful behaviour towards locals has become prominent, especially this week when a group of Israelis disrupted medical personnel's work at the Pai hospital, leading to complaints on social media. Although police have investigated the incident, leading to legal action and visa revocation for 4 Israeli tourists, the anti-foreigner sentiment, particularly towards Israelis, hasn't subsided. One restaurant put up a sign saying, "No Israel here," as shown in the photo. Ironically, with a huge welcome sign in the background there. And one of the shop owners is quoted in the article, living in fear of these people's behaviour. Every Tuesday and Friday, from what I've observed, we have to close the shop early, feeling unsafe. There are only 2 of us women. What should we do next? How do we plan for business and safety? Feeling very uncomfortable at this time. Now, to put it into context, we are talking about a tiny, tiny subset of all the foreigners coming to Thailand, but of course they are getting the headlines in Thai media. And representatives of the Association of Thai Travel Agents and the Thai Hotels Association raised these concerns at their 21st annual joint meeting in Bangkok yesterday. They argued that the current 60-day free visa allowance for 93 countries is excessive and that a 30-day limit would be more appropriate. And he said, "I'm pained to hear foreigners say they can do anything in Thailand as long as they have money. I urge the authorities to enforce the law seriously, to love the country more than money."
Actually, I don't blame them. These are the most chill people on earth. People come out here acting a fool, disturbing people's peace, but they only gonna put up with that for so long. The same way this did Johnny Somali. I notice you never hear about them trying something like that in Singapore or Arab countries, because they know the penalties match the actions and sometimes even worse. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button on your way in and on your way out. You did. Now, let's get to the 2025 travel restrictions that everybody needs to know. First of all, And everybody should already know this. For domestic flights in the States, you must have a real ID starting May 7th, 2025. After May 7th, if you don't have a real ID, you might not be able to get on the plane or even pass TSA. Now, if you have a passport, that's the same as a real ID to me, but I could be wrong. The good news is they won't start strict enforcement or fines about this till 2027. So they're about to start just locking up, but by 2027, they're going to hit you with a fine and maybe not let you on the plane. So y'all got to get those real IDs. I went back home just to get a real ID. Now, these are the new carry-on restrictions for 2025. The International Air Transport Association, aka the IATA, has reduced the maximum dimensions to 22 by 14 by 9 inches, including handles and wheels for international flights. That's about 45 linear inches, man. They're making them smaller and smaller. And they're generally cracking down on the weight of our bags, especially if you're flying in coach. They let you slide a little more for your upgraded tickets, but some of the airlines, especially the ones in Southeast Asia, they sweat you hard if your carry-on bag weighs more than 7 kilos. What's 7 kilos, you ask? That's a little over 15 pounds. Then they hit you with the upcharge. Now, 15 pounds might sound like a lot, but the bag itself might weigh a couple of pounds. Then you throw your laptop in, and that could weigh 2 to 8 pounds. Then you got your essentials, your chargers, not to mention a few other clothes or shoes, and you can see how quickly that can go over the limit. Oh, and I got some good news, y'all. The U.S. State Department has also announced that you can renew your passports online. We'll see how long that lasts. Remember, once your passport is within 6 months of expiration, a lot of countries treat that as expired. So make sure you renew your passport at least 6 months before it expires. What else? Non-removable lithium batteries are now banned. They used to be you could have your little battery that came in your bag, but now they don't do that no more, man. That's banned. If you can't pull your battery out and show it to them, it's banned. Large drones are banned. Pepper spray is strictly prohibited. And believe it or not, guys, soft cheese and peanut butter are now classified as liquid. Can you believe that? Now, for Thailand,
you have this new digital tourism authorization, and that's a document that you're going to have to fill out online before you come to Thailand. It seems that it's starting on May the 1st. That's been the date widely publicised. But that's going to be, some people call it a sort of a visa in disguise. You've got this visa exemption, arrive in Thailand without having to pre-apply for a visa, but you will have to fill out this form before you check in or get on the plane in the days before your arrival in Thailand. And quite likely, if you haven't done it, if you don't have that barcode or that information or whatever they're going to provide you with to prove that you've done it, they probably won't even let you get on the plane. Now, the actual 60-day visa exemption, which was introduced last year, and they opened up the number of countries that can come to Thailand visa exempt. They also extended the visa-free time from 30 days to 60 days. Now, this isn't a visa on arrival, this is visa exemption. So you just arrive to Thailand without a visa, and you get a date stamped in your passport saying that you can stay in Thailand visa-free for, well, now up to 60 days. But the actions and the publicity of a number of misbehaving foreigners is making a lot of Thai officials and politicians question whether the 60-day visa exemption is simply too long. And it's a tourist visa exemption. It's not a visa exemption so that you can sort of stay in Thailand indefinitely by just leaving the country and coming back all the time. That's not what it's about. It's a tourist visa exemption. The idea is that you are going to be coming to Thailand and then heading back to where you came from.
Now, here's something else they've been talking about for years, but now I think it's finally about to happen. A 300 baht travel tax. That's like $10, but $10 nonetheless. A 300 baht travel tax prior to arrival pending approval. They're making it harder and harder for the pookies and roaches to get in. The Thai government is watching, and don't think they don't see all the effery that's been going on. Watch how they slowly start changing visa and entry rules. Then people are going to be crying about racism. You heard it here first. Now on to the DTV visa, aka the Destination Thailand visa, which covers you for 5 years in Thailand, but there's a catch. It's broken up into two 180-day chunks.
It'll be more straightforward to leave the country every 180 days, no matter briefly, in line with the Ministry of Tourism's recommendations last July, and that holders are much less likely to face issues at airports and borders than at local immigration offices. So the general thrust of the article is saying that the DTV may be better administered by the holders of the DTV by heading out of the country every 180 days, albeit just for a day or so. And a review of the popular and informative Facebook group Destination Thailand Visa suggests that about 75% of holders who have commented on the issue think exiting Thailand is the better response during the 5-year validity of the tourist visa with a designated activity. Indeed, the emerging picture suggests that a local immigration extension is likely to require considerably more documentation than the original DTV visa granted outside Thailand. All DTVs have to be applied for outside of Thailand. You can't apply for a DTV inside Thailand.
So 180 days is like 6 months, right? After that, you can try to extend for another 180 days. Then you have to leave the country. Or after that first 180 days, you can leave for like a week, you can leave for a couple of days. But as long as you get stamped out in another country and get stamped in, then you're good for another 180 days. Then when you come back, the process starts all over again for up to 5 years. Is it worth it? I think so. Take a quick vacay to another country for a few days and then dip back in. Now, you guys always got to remember, the rules and laws in Thailand are subject to change at any time, so make sure you check in with your country's website to always have the latest on Thailand or wherever you plan to travel outside of your home country. All right, guys, that's it for today. Let me know if you plan on visiting or relocating to Thailand. And if you need that 101 consultation with the Travel OG, I can help out because I can get you to the front of the line. And definitely make sure to hit that like button. Even if you don't subscribe, you can always find me in the algorithm. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay inspired, and safe travels always. ZoomFest 2025 is here and is bigger and better than ever. Choose from 2 amazing packages: the Ballin' on a Budget package, 9 days, 8 nights with 3 nights in Bangkok and 5 nights in Pattaya. Or the Hangover package or Hangover Package Deluxe, 15 days, 14 nights through the Philippines, Vietnam, Bangkok, and Pattaya. We got you covered with the airline tickets in Southeast Asia, transfers to all hotels, 4- and 5-star accommodations, breakfast for you and guests, a private yacht party in Pattaya, and even custom-made suits. Plus, a 1-hour consultation with the Travel OG, and enjoy a guided tour with L Boogie. Packages start at just $72.99 before discounts with $200 off for early bird. Reserve your spot now for just $500 down. And don't worry, if you change your mind within 7 days for any reason, cancel for a full refund, no questions asked. Want more details? Email us at zoomtothailand@gmail.com. Don't miss ZoomFest 2025.